I went and selected Dire Straits. Bruno Mars is down there. George Thorogood, Counting Crows. So this is everything that pulled up on screen and all the two-way metadata that was sent back. Here's the reason I want to show you this. If you're having problems with controls, like I had somebody contact me and said, "Matt, I'm doing 232 and I'm transmitting, but I'm not getting receive." I'm like, "Could you download the 232 protocol sheet?" "No, I'm just using the module that's available." "Okay, well, without the protocol sheet, I don't even want to talk to you." 10.0.0.3, I went to the TCP client option. You can use it for serial. I can even go down here to the bottom and type in or drop in an entire IR hex string. And then take my standard USB to my main USB, plug it straight into my IR remote control, hit send, throw it that way, and test it. It's just one more software suite, guys. Here's why I don't use HyperTerminal and some of the other ones. They don't work on every Windows platform. So I throw this one out here because it's been pretty good to me. I grab the volume up command, MV up carriage return. Some of you will be close enough to see on the receiver. Volume up command.
That's not free.
It is free. So just do a Google search for HW group, or do a Google search for Hercules space 232, and it pops right up. Totally free. So I tested transmit, and you can see the response. I can test it this way, and you see that you get response. I can even go first. Start with what you know. Let's start simple, and then expand and make this more difficult. Get the easy things out of the way in troubleshooting, okay? How many of you are familiar with the software? If you haven't seen it before, download it. Even if you never use it, it's worthwhile. Shaw? Really? We're going to do this? Yeah. It makes sense. You know, people walk away from this portion of it going, I had no idea that's actually what that's saying. Look how pretty that is. I'd add it in. That's just me. So, for standard, we'd have subwoofer level surround parameters, audio delay, especially if we had an input signal right now. They gray you out of options if the feature set isn't capable of being applied. It saves you from being confused. Flash the microprocessor on this one. By the way, the first step out of the box, according to my good friend Ernie on Remote Central, is you treat the receivers like they're broken. I recommend that you do a microprocessor reset. We have HDMI set up. Now, since we were playing around with some stuff, I'm going to show you these things because they're not all to the default. So we have auto lip sync. By the way, this was a technology that HDMI supported 4 years ago. You just don't have a source with it embedded yet. We're an industry of hurry up and wait. Okay? I'm still waiting for a source to have HDMI lip sync correction built into it. Then you won't have any of that latency that happens in your audio playback in the main zone. So, most of your default applications will be this. Video output, we have the screens. Monitor 1, monitor 2, or dual. You pick. Vertical stretch. So you can do your 235 to 1 within here if you wanted to flag. HDMI pass-through. In the standby mode, do you want a specific source, or do you want whatever the last source that was on before you put it in standby? Do you want it to pass the audio and picture through to the display? Think of this as the significant other design system, where people want to, for some reason, listen to the high-quality speakers. But if you can control something, they have a receiver or speaker. So, but you can come here and say, HDMI pass-through, yes. Then come down here and say pass-through source. That cable be the most common thing you want. So fine, in standby mode, pass the stable sat input, audio video player or speaker. Which monitor is going to be the CEC/AOC projector is hooked up to HDMI number 1, but your fixed pixel display with all the web apps and stuff is hooked up to number 2. You come down here, monitor 2, and then go and get rid of this power option. Ignores all power commands over HDMI. Now your control system still works properly. You're not sending if-else statements to check voltage and other things on the lines from other sources. This just makes more sense. Right here, affect only the media server input. So, video mode. Hey, that's where that latency correction was. It doesn't say a thing about multi-zone latency. Anybody heard the phrase RTFM? If you were to read the manual, you would find that under this feature, it has a notes option that does state that tailoring this to the game will correct multi-zone delays for sync and playback. So, by the way, if we start deleting sources, only the sources that are still enabled are the ones that show up. So you can do all that right there. Source rename. Now I got people that go, well, I don't want game to be game. Okay, you go and change it. By the way, whatever you tell her to. Base. Let me give you this. Here's your all setting. Now you select across everyone. We have the ability of going and saying individual. We have main speakers at large. Separate out the system. Allowing me more flexibility here to get the most out of the amplifier and the best overall playback out of the speakers. Some people go, oh, that's crazy. I want to run them full range all the time. That's cool. Then they're large. Crank that baby up. -10. Now if I have volume controls in the wall, the system always stays at -10. You just have a value of -10 that you apply in the room. Easy way to do it.
For that one volume control that's driving that one pair of speakers.
Makes sense. Instead of, well, but some people will go and they'll do an outboard amplifier